Hey guys, I hope you're well. In this video, I will be giving my main card predictions for UFC 220, which will take place on January 20th, and it will be the first UFC pay-per-view of the year. This card has two great title fights, and has MMA fans pumped up for this event. I'll be giving my main card predictions, and I'll quickly go over the prelims in the end. Okay, let's begin. Starting off the main card is Thomas Almeida vs Rob Font in a bantamweight bout. Thomas Almeida last lost to Jimmy Rivera by a unanimous decision at UFC on Fox 25. Rob Font last lost to Pedro Munoz by a guillotine choke at UFC Final 119. Thomas Almeida is known for his striking skills, where 4 of his 5 wins have either come by TKO or by knockout. Rob Font has great boxing skills, who also has a great ground game. I can't see any one of these fighters taking the fight to the ground, where I believe this fight will stay on the feet, which definitely benefits Thomas Almeida, who is known for his deadly Muay Thai skills. Rob Font was badly rocked by Pedro Munoz in his last fight with the left hook, which led him to lose the fight by submission. If you guys saw Thomas Almeida's last fight against Jimmy Rivera, he was getting dropped by Jimmy Rivera many times, but was able to take the damage and even drop Jimmy Rivera in the second round with the overhand right. But now if Pedro Munoz can clip Rob Font and hurt him very badly, I believe Thomas Almeida is a more polished striker who is guaranteed to land clean strikes and do a lot of damage. This fight will be great to kick off the main card, where I can see Thomas Almeida winning the fight by a dominant and unanimous decision. Okay, next fight on the main card is Villante vs Francima Barroso in a light heavyweight bout. Villante last lost to Patrick Cummins by a split decision at UFC on Fox 25. Francima Barroso last lost to Alexander Rakic by a unanimous decision at UFC Final 115. Villante always likes to push forward and looks to get the knockout victory. Francima Barroso is a good striker who is also very good on the ground. Villante starts very hard and puts everything into his strikes, which often has him gassing out in the later rounds. We saw Villante clip both Mauricio Shogun Rua and Patrick Cummins early, but started to fade and slow down as the rounds progressed, where he lost both fights. Francima Barroso likes to load up on his punches and likes to attack the legs. He is also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, where I can see him going for takedowns. Both fighters are evenly matched, but I'll go with Francima Barroso just because he has the grappling edge, as he has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and will definitely get the takedowns if he is able to survive the first round. So I believe Francima Barroso will win the fight by unanimous decision. Okay, next fight is Calvin Kattar vs Shane Burgos in a featherweight bout. Calvin Kattar last defeated Andre Fili by a unanimous decision at UFC 214. Shane Burgos last defeated Godofredo Pepe by a unanimous decision at UFC on Fox 25. Calvin Kattar has only one fight in the UFC and is currently on a 9-fight winning streak, whereas Shane Burgos has 3 solid wins in the UFC and is undefeated with 10 wins in a row. The winner of this fight will likely get a top 15 opponent in the next fight. Calvin Kattar looked excellent in his last fight with Andre Fili, where he showed great patience in his striking and completely dominated the whole fight. Shane Burgos has shown excellent boxing skills in his last couple of fights, where he is really good at moving in and out, who is also good at slipping punches. In his last fight, we saw him briefly stun Godofredo Pepe with a knee in the first round, and he dropped him again with a body shot in the third round, and he just seems like a well-rounded fighter. I believe this fight will remain on the feet, and will be a very closely contested fight. Both fighters are great up-and-comers, but I'm slightly leaning towards Shane Burgos, due to him having more experience in fighting UFC caliber fighters, as well as his excellent boxing skills. I think Shane Burgos will win the fight by a split decision. Okay, in the co-main event of the evening, we have the UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier defending his title against the dangerous Volkan Oezdemir. Daniel Cormier last lost to John Jones at UFC 214, where later it was found that John Jones tested positive for turinabol and was stripped of his UFC light heavyweight title, and the knockout victory was turned to a no contest. Volkan Oezdemir last knocked out Jimmy Manuwa in just 42 seconds at UFC 214. Daniel Cormier is coming into this fight as once again the UFC light heavyweight champion and is looking to make a statement. Volkan Oezdemir is coming into this fight with 3 dominant wins in the UFC and believes he has what it takes to take out DC in the first round. One of Daniel Cormier's biggest strengths is his Olympic level wrestling, where he has taken down all of his opponents and grinded out a unanimous decision. Volkan Oezdemir literally has one-punch knockout power in both hands, while 12 of his 15 wins have come by first round finishes and does seem like a legitimate threat. On the other hand, Daniel Cormier has faced heavy hitters such as Anthony Johnson, Alexander Gustafsson, Anderson Silva and many more, where he has just dominated them all. His 2 losses are only to John Jones, where defeating DC is a very tough task. We really don't know anything about Volkan Ozdemir's ground game or takedown defense, where I'm really intrigued to see what happens if DC is able to take the fight to the ground. I believe DC is coming into this fight with a lot of pressure to make a statement, as he wants to erase his knockout loss to John Jones. I believe Daniel Cormier will try to force the finish on Volkan Oezdemir from the start, and may even leave himself open to be attacked. You guys may think I'm crazy, but I believe somehow Volkan Oezdemir will catch Daniel Cormier in the first or second rounds with a hard shot, and will get the knockout TKO victory. Volkan Oezdemir is very unknown coming into this fight. I believe his confidence in his hands and his abilities will help him get his hand raised with the belt. Okay, it's time for the main event. The current UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic versus the African wrecking machine Francis Ngannou. Stipe Miocic last defeated Junior Dos Santos by TKO at UFC 211. Francis Ngannou last viciously knocked out Alistair Overeem in the first round at UFC 218. Stipe Miocic is coming into this fight with a 5-fight winning streak. He has finished all 5 opponents in impressive fashion. Francis Ngannou is coming into this fight with 6 dominant wins in the UFC, where all of his wins have come by finishes. This fight is Stipe Miocic's 3rd title defense, where if he is able to get the win, he will arguably be the most dominant UFC heavyweight champion in UFC history. Francis Ngannou has been built up as the future heavyweight champion, where his quick rise in the UFC has been due to his devastating finishes. Stipe Miocic also possesses one-punch knockout power, where he has used his stiff right hand to knock his last 4 opponents out cold in the first round. Francis Ngannou is known for his brutal knockout power as well, where he has the ability to shut the lights off with a single strike. Although Stipe Miocic is a great striker, he is also a Division 1 wrestler who may present a massive problem for Francis Ngannou. We've seen Francis Ngannou get taken down in the UFC, but always explodes back to his feet. If you guys saw Stipe Miocic's first title defense against Alistair Overeem, the thing that worries me about Stipe Miocic, Alistair Overeem was able to drop Stipe Miocic in the first round, but was able to recover quickly. Now if you give Francis Ngannou an opening, and if he lands flush with his wild looping punches, there's a 100% guarantee that he will knock his opponent out cold. I don't think this fight will go past the first round. Stipe Miocic has finished his last 5 fights in the first round, and Francis Ngannou has finished his last 4 fights in the first round. This is a very tough pick, but I'll go with Francis Ngannou. I believe this guy will be a different challenge to the champion. I believe he will catch Stipe coming in for a takedown, where he will either win by TKO or by knockout in the first round. Here are my predictions for the prelims. Islam Makhachev will defeat Gleison Tibau by unanimous decision. Matt Bessette will defeat Enrique Barzola by submission in the second round. Dan Ige will defeat Julio Ars by unanimous decision. Alexander Pantoja will defeat Dustin Ortiz by unanimous decision. Abdulrazak Al-Hassan will defeat Sabah Hamasi by TKO in the first round. And Brandon Davis will defeat Karl Bochniak by unanimous decision. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not, and let me know your picks in the comment section below. Thank you.